Hello everyone.
I have been told that my Finnish is actually not that bad. Usually it's Suji that get all the compliment. People say, our Swedish is amazing, German is amazing, Polish is amazing. All the language, apparently she's amazing. But now it's the first time ever that in the comment of another of our video, people said my Finnish is not that bad. I don't know if it's because I'm French and there's some comparison. I don't know. But Suji is still amazing at language. So I found a video, Langfocus YouTube channel, when I can explain the Finnish language. Yes.
What? When are you gonna finish?
He's making a joke. Because it's true that finishing.
Yeah.
It's weird when you... Yeah, I know what you mean. It's weird when you finish language. The word is weird for an English speaking now when you hear that word. So let's get started.
Let's go.
If you ask me people from Finland how they are called, I would not call it Finnish. Even though like you say Swedish. But in Norway, you don't say Norwish. You say Norwegian. So Finjin. I don't know. It doesn't make sense, right? Finjin. Okay. So
Finlandia.
yeah, Finlandin or I don't know. They said Finnish. Okay. Let's go.
Hey Paul, when are you gonna finish? What do you mean? When are you gonna finish talking about italki? Oh, I'm already finished. Okay, good, because you have a language video to make. Oh, that's right. What language is it today? Finnish. Yeah, I'm finished.
Who decided that it was going to be
everyone.
Finnish,
Welcome
you know? Think about it. It's not, for an English speaker, it's not natural, but it's
To
funny.
the Langfocus channel, and my name is Paul. Today I'm going to talk about the Finnish language. As you probably know, Finnish is the majority language spoken in Finland. It has about 5.4 million native speakers, with 4.9 million of them living in Finland,
Wow, that's a
which is
lot.
about 90% of the population of Finland. It's one of the two official languages of Finland, along with Swedish, which is spoken by about 5% of the population. And there are also Finnish-speaking minorities across the border in Russia, in Norway, and in Sweden. You may have seen my video on the North Germanic languages. It's this one right here. And you might remember that I specifically excluded Finnish from that video. That's because even though Finland is a Nordic country with geographic and historical connections to Scandinavia, the Finnish language is not a North Germanic language. In fact, it's not even an Indo-European language. It is part of the Finnic language group, which is a branch of the Uralic language family. Other members of the Finnic group are Estonian, Karelian, Ludic, Veps, Ingrian, Vodic, and Livonian.
Okay, I know Hungarian. I know Sami, the Sami people.
Yeah.
Do you know Permik, Samoyedic? It Mordvinic, like not Macedonia, but like Moldova. Mari, Mansi, Khanty. Do you know any of these?
No.
I know Estonian. I know Karelian because of Russia. Votic. Livonian, is it like Lithuania or Latvia? Something like this? I don't know.
But Finnish is the most widely spoken language in the Finnic language group. All the Finnic languages developed from Proto-Finnic, which was spoken around 3,000 years ago. The first stage was early Proto-Finnic. Then during the Middle Proto-Finnic period, some changes took place in that language, and it split into two: Proto-Samic, the ancestor of the Samic languages, and Late Proto-Finnic, which ultimately became the most recent ancestor of all the Finnic languages. It's worth noting that Finnish contains a significant number of Germanic loanwords, some of them which are clearly ancient in origin. For example, kuningas, which means king, tuoli, which means chair, and it comes from the same root as stool, and koulu, which means school.
Koulu?
From words like these, we can see that the ancient Finns had extensive contact with Germanic peoples. Late Proto-Finnic diverged into three dialects: Eastern Proto-Finnic, Northern Proto-Finnic, and Southern Proto-Finnic. These three dialects of Late Proto-Finnic mixed with each other and Southern Proto-Finnic. These three dialects of Late Proto-Finnic mixed with each other, and the resulting mixes of influences developed into the dialects that make up the Finnish language. Around the 12th century and 13th century CE, Sweden conquered Finland and made it a province of their country, and for the next few hundred years, Swedish was the language of administration. And during this time, Middle Low German was the lingua franca of commerce in the area, and Latin was the language of religion. Swedish and Middle Low German left an additional Germanic influence on Finnish, which
They still keep their language though.
Yeah, it's really good.
It reminds me how, I mean, it's not exactly the same, but in the Philippines, they were colonized by Spain, right? So Filipino and Spanish are very similar in a lot of way, But I don't feel like Finnish is that similar to Sweden, even though they were like invaded and like Finland didn't even exist at one point. They still keep their language like really well.
That time was strictly a language of daily communication. Finnish did not really become a written language until the 16th century when a Finnish bishop named Mikael Agricola created the first comprehensive writing system for the language. He based that system on the orthography of German, Swedish, and Latin, and it still forms the basis of the Finnish writing system today, although there have been changes since then. In 1809, Russia seized Finland from Sweden in a war and made it an autonomous state as part of the Russian Empire. The official language and the language of the elite remained Swedish, but Finnish national feeling and a desire to make the Finnish language dominant began to increase. In 1835, these feelings were amplified by the publication of Kalevala, a work of epic poetry written by Elias Lönnrot, with stories from Karelian and Finnish folklore and mythology. Lönnrot also played an important role in the development of Standard Finnish. In 1863, Finnish became an official language in Finland alongside the Swedish language, and they both remain
But the
official.
language must be very different how it was like 500 years ago to now. Because when you're, like they said, right? When you're invaded, you kind of steal some loan word, right? It's like I'm from Canada, but I'm from a French part of Canada. And the way that I speak French in Montreal is very different from how they speak French in France. France, which is like 99% France, right? In Canada, we are only 20% French. So because we are surrounded by English-speaking people, we took a lot of loan words from the English language that we use in our French language too, a lot of it. So
languages today. And with a new sense of national identity emerging, Finland eventually gained independence from Russia in 1917. Before Standard Finnish was created, the Finnish language consisted of a number of dialects that could be roughly divided into Eastern and Western dialects. The Western dialects are the ones upon which Standard Finnish was largely based. From what I understand, these days the dialects mostly consist of differences in accent. But outside of Finland, there are a few interesting dialects that are officially considered to be different languages, even though they are intelligible with Standard Finnish. This includes the Karelian language in Russia, meänkieli, which is spoken by a Finnish minority in Sweden, and Kven, which is spoken by a minority in Norway. This includes the Karelian language in Russia, meänkieli, which is spoken by a Finnish minority in Sweden, and Kven, which is spoken by a minority in Norway. So what is the Finnish language like? Well, it shares some features with the other members of the Finnic language group. Some of those features are no grammatical gender. There is no distinction between masculine, feminine, or neuter. Not even in the personal pronouns. Han means both he and she. And interestingly, Finland, even in the personal pronouns.
that means that instead of saying like she is going to play sport, they're gonna say like Han plays sport. Never without saying who is like what gender she is or something like this.
How are you gonna know? So you have to explain, right?
Well, I think it's like in Japan, right? Japanese also don't have masculine and feminine when they speak. They shorten the sentence. Like I am going to work, it's gonna say like going work. There's no I am because they want to shorten the sentence to make it simpler in a way.
That's good, Simisi.
Easy. Well, Japanese is known to be one of the hardest language to learn.
Well, but it's just the writing, though.
Yeah, you're right. The writing is crazy. In Finland, the writing is probably not too difficult, right?
And interestingly, Finland was one of the first countries to grant women the right to vote, and it was one of the first to have a female president. So maybe gender equality is just built into the language and way of thinking. Hey, you never know.
I didn't think about it like this. You just said that maybe they made the language for gender equality between women and men, to not have to call them by their pronoun.
Oh.
I'm not sure. I think it's a stretch, but I think it's kind of interesting that when you think about it, right?
No
That they did not separate between gender at all, the language. I think it's fascinating.
Articles are the words like a or the in English. English speakers
See,
often
they don't have a or the. They just, instead of saying the books, they still say books. And because of the context, you will know what they talk about, like.
Articles are the words like a or the in English. English speakers often wonder how you can communicate without those articles, but the context usually provides enough meaning that you don't actually need the articles. Next, Finnish has some prepositions. In English, those are words showing location or relationship, like to or at or on. But Finnish has many more postpositions. These are similar to prepositions in function, but they come after the word that they add meaning to, rather than before. Here's an example sentence with a postposition.
Tori on kaupungin keskellä.
This sentence
Torion Koponging Kieskela. Market is town in the middle. It means the market is in the center of town. That's what it means. But see, they use only six word versus 8 word here. They remove the
Market
de.
is how in the middle.
Yeah. They change the order. Well, for us it sounds funny, right? Market is down in the middle. But when they say it in Finnish, it sounds right for them.
No.
Yeah.
In Thai ตลาดเป็นอยู่ตรงกลาง It's like
Is it the same order though?
Yeah.
Oh, it's in the same order in Thai? Oh, okay. So you also have less word to say something, right?
Sometimes.
You don't say the market is in the center of town or of the town.
Yeah.
You start with the word market at the beginning and then you have the
Yeah.
middle. Where is the market at the end?
Yeah.
Oh.
But it can like mix together, you know.
Yeah.
But this is like understandable.
Yeah.
means the market is in the center of town. Tori means market. On is similar to is. Kaupungi is town. The N at the end of kaupungi is the genitive case showing possession. And then after kaupunging, we have keskela, which is the postposition, which
Keskela.
means in the middle. So it's a postposition because it comes after the noun kaupungi. Next, lots of grammatical cases, 15 to be precise. That means the nouns, personal pronouns, and adjectives.
In French, we are also known to have a lot of grammatical cases. So that's why people have so much difficulty learning French. Because in English, you have 5 or 6 that you use like a lot, but in the grammar, you have 15 in French. And in Thai, I don't think it's the grammar that's difficult. It's because sometimes you have different tonality to see the same word.
Yeah,
Do you know an
how
example?
Grammar is difficult.
Do you have an example of like you say something in different like tonality and it means different thing?
It's like ga 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 like
And it all means something else?
Yeah, like ka 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 like ka and this, but is this
So what does it mean? One means
have-
egg, right?
This one is mean leg.
A leg?
Yeah. Ka. This one is mean like some kind of plant. Ka. Ka is like a word that a long time ago we used to call ourselves. Ka. This one, ka, is like a ka, but we not really use this one to write it.
Okay.
Like a ka, like I don't know how to call it. And ka, this one, as I remember, I don't have any meaning about this, but it sounds really similar to the first one.
Okay.
That means leg.
So that's what is difficult in Thai because it's the tonality that's difficult. I think for foreigner it's crazy. She just said the same thing 5 times to me. So for you it sounds different, but I cannot tell the difference.
Have 15 different forms depending on their function in the sentence. We can't look at all 15 right now, but let's look at an example. Finnish has the accusative case, which marks a direct object, and that's common in lots of languages. It can be shown with an N at the end of the word, or it can be shown with nothing, just left blank at the end of the word. But there is also something called the partitive case. This also marks a direct object if the object is only part of a whole, or if the action is incomplete, or if the action is negative.
Syötkö kalan?
This sentence means, will you eat
Wait.
or if the action is negative.
Syötkö kalan?
Sheshko kalan. Will you eat the fish? Only 2 words. So
Just go. Gala.
So is it eat the fish and kalan is will you? Because they always say the opposite. They always do the opposite, right?
This sentence means, will you eat the fish?
See,
Should
you eat fish. Oh. Yeah, you eat fish.
means you eat. K is a question marker.
So in Thai it's also like this, right? You don't make it longer. You just say you eat fish.
กินปลาไหม Actually, we're gonna have that with ไหม
May. Kin pai may.
Yeah, like a question, like a ไหม
Oh,
we
my.
have the
Oh, yeah.
question.
You have a word my that is like a question mark. Okay.
La is fish, and the N at the end of kala is the accusative case, showing that the action.
But see, the N means that it's a question at the end. If there's no N, it's not a question.
Oh.
So it's a little bit similar to Thai, but they add a word my at the end in Thai. Oh, it's interesting.
Will be completed and that the whole fish will be eaten.
Syötkö kalaa?
Means do you eat fish? So again, shut is you eat. K is the question marker. Kala is fish. And the a at the end of kala is the partitive case, which shows that there's no completed action. There's no completed action because there's no specific fish being eaten. This is just a general question. Next, you may have noticed in the above example sentences that the present tense and future tense are the same. That's right, in Finnish there is no future tense, but the future can be indicated in a couple of ways. When you see a present tense verb with an accusative case object, like this, that indicates the future because it shows that the action will be complete at some point. When you see a present tense verb with the partitive case, like this, that indicates present tense because the action is not a completed action, so it must be happening now. The future can also be
So there is a future tense. It's implied that when there's a like this, it's the do you, it's the right now. And when there's an n, it's like in the future. But it's still kind of a question. It's just in the... So you have a future, it's just not a verb per se. It's just how you wrote the word and how you pronounce it. So it's kind of... I mean, it's not that similar to French and English in the sense that you eat fish or you eat fish. The way I said it, it's the same word, but it's two different questions. One, I'm asking a question. One, I'm not asking a question. So it's kind of the tone also matter in how you say it.
Because the action is not a completed action, so it must be happening now. The future can also be clarified with a time expression. Here's an example demonstrating that there is no future tense in Finnish.
Luen.
This means I read.
Luen huomenna.
This means
Luen
I will
omenna.
read tomorrow. Huomenna means tomorrow. And that time expression is what indicates that this action will take place in the future. Next, there are a lot of long words in Finnish because of agglutination and because of compound words. Finnish is an agglutinative language, meaning that words can be formed by attaching together pieces that add meaning to the word, without those pieces changing. You just attach them together. In English, we might use separate words like conjunctions and prepositions.
They put all together. So, that's why in Finland, there's a name of a town that is super long too. Has a super meaning. Yeah, they have long word in Finnish.
In Finnish, special endings can be added to a word stem. Here's an example starting with the word for house.
Talo. Talossa. Taloissa. Taloissani. Taloissanikin. Taloissanikinko.
And a few additional features
it's only
of
one
Finnish.
word.
Number one, the main stress always goes on the first syllable of the word. Number
People
two, there is
told
no
me.
equivalent of the verb.
People told me the main stress means that you pronounce the first part of the word, the syllable, louder than the rest of the word. That's what people might mean. So here it would be the talo, you would pronounce it louder than the other. Like you would say taloissani kinko. You would say the talo louder. That's what people told me in the comment, actually.
Goes on the first syllable of the word. Number two, there is no equivalent of the verb to have in Finnish. Number three, Finnish has negative verb conjugations. That means that instead of using a negation word like not, it has an entirely different form of the verb to show that it's negative. Finnish is clearly a very interesting language that might be quite different from the languages that you're used to speaking and learning. But is Finnish as hard to learn as people say it is? Well, I can't tell you from personal experience, but it seems to me that if you've never learned a language from the Finnic group or from the Uralic language family before, then you'll probably have to bend your mind a little bit to understand how that language works, and that'll probably take more focus and effort than learning a language that's more similar to your own. But as is always the case, your passion for any language or culture will carry you through the challenges of learning that language. So if you're fascinated...
Anything surprising?
Look easier in Polish.
Suji's learning Polish right now. Look easier?
Yeah.
Because it's because
easier.
the order is similar to Thai or what?
Yeah, the other thing, and I feel like the when you think about it, what is it? Attract the word together.
Oh, you do that too?
Yes, of course. If we separate like wrong order, it's gonna make the meaning change too.
Oh, if you change the order of the word.
In Thai,
Oh,
or just separate it like space thing like that between the sentence.
Oh, if there's a space or not, it's gonna change the meaning.
yes.
Oh,
thing like
okay.
that,
No,
so-
it's in French and English. It doesn't change the meaning if you put the word together. It's just mean that you don't know how to write.
Yeah.
We always separate thing and make it longer, and
Yeah.
especially in French. Yeah. So you think it's easy? So you need to learn it a little bit and make the intro in Finnish now.
Yeah. True.
Is it considered an easy language to learn? Finnish? I don't know. You just said that it's easy. When you look at the word, it can be intimidating though. But now that we know that each syllable can be a different kind of word, kind of,
Yeah.
The way they explain doesn't look difficult. You're right, but I don't know. Maybe it's difficult. So yeah, thank you for the amazing suggestion. If there's more Finnish video that we should react to, please let us know in the comment below. Yes, and see you very soon.